When an officer pulls someone over, the driver assumes it must be a real officer. In this case, sheriff's detectives say looks can be deceiving.
I understand what I did was a mistake. It happened. Everybody make mistakes. It's just, I got to learn from it.
19-year-old Natron Young is accused of impersonating a law enforcement officer, which is a felony. And sheriff's detectives say he had the type of police gear that one might expect an officer to have. A tactical vest, a holster, and a gun, which turned out to be a BB gun, 3 pairs of handcuffs, a flashlight, pepper spray, and blue and white emergency lights in the windshield and rear window of his car. They say he did a traffic stop May 31st on Indian River Boulevard where he pulled over a driver. Why were you out there trying to pull over a driver?
I'm not going to get into detail about why, but just they were around my house. It's just situations that happen is why.
Detectives say Young was driving this silver Ford Fusion when he flipped on his emergency blue lights and stopped the driver. Young says the driver he stopped had pulled into his driveway several times earlier that night and then drove away, and Young just wanted to see who it was. Were you planning to arrest this guy, or were you trying to scare him a little bit, or why would you?
Just wanted to see who he was. He came the same exact night. He came like 5 different times. It was like being real sketchy, so I wanted to see exactly who he was.
He says he bought all the police gear on Amazon.
Yeah, that's...
Why didn't you just call the police rather than try to go out there and find him yourself?
They're going to tell me the same thing they always tell me. There's nothing they can do about it.
Young says his dream was to become a police officer. Why do you want to be a police officer so much?
Why do I want to be a police officer so much? Because I want to basically solve crimes that the police technically can't, or obviously they can't.
He says he's never been arrested before.
After everything happened, that's when I came to my senses. It's like, I shouldn't have done it, but...
So I guess your dream of becoming a police officer is now gone.
It's gone. It is what it is, like I said before. Does it hurt? Yeah. I messed myself up. I'm not blaming nobody else. I messed myself up, so I just got to move on from it.
I think he did a horrible thing. Shouldn't have did it, but he did it. It's done.
Sheriff's officials say they know of only this one incident in which Young posed as a police officer and pulled someone over. They say if anyone else out there believes they were a victim of this, they hope you'll contact the sheriff's office because Young could face additional charges. In Vero Beach, Al Peffley, CBS 12 News.